Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Hopefully, your day is off to a great start. Brooks Baptiste here, checking in from the First Alert Desk. Of course, a couple of stories that we've got to tell you about today. Some that we're staying on top of, some that really may, unfortunately, be heartbreaking. I wish I had some better news for you on Friday because it is a Friday, but just a lot of things happening here in the metro right now. So we want to begin with this search that is on for a suspect and potentially two after an attempted armed robbery. Okay, so I'm going to show you this video of what's circulating right now all around the internet as police are trying to get to whoever this is in this picture. Maybe you may recognize them. If you do, you're urged to give police or Crime Stoppers a call. So Atlanta police, they need your help finding whoever this is. These surveillance videos from the Food Mart on Cleveland Avenue in Southeast Atlanta on Wednesday. You can see who this person may be. And police say that a man went into the store and just tried to rob it. At some point, the man ended up firing a gun at the clerk, and thankfully, that bullet was stopped by bulletproof glass. So if you have any information, if you recognize this person, may be able to lead police to wherever they may be, or at least let them know who they may be. You're urged to give Atlanta police a call, or you can call Crime Stoppers. Also, another story that we're staying on top of and we're watching this morning. This is out of Morehouse College. So I'm going to kind of break this down for you because this is a story that many of you might actually be familiar with. It happened back in 2021. A Texas man was hurt in an off-campus shooting, and it really happened at this cookout. Well, now he's suing Morehouse College and its former associate athletics director, Philip Thomas, who allegedly shot him. And this all happened during a dispute. So Thomas alleges that he shot in self-defense after Kendrick Cooper ran towards him, lunged at him, and he says even threatened to kill him. That's what all of those claims are. Well, according to court testimony and records, the bullet passed through Cooper and struck the leg of another man who was hosting the barbecue at his Atlanta home. So now Kendrick wants more than $400,000 in payments for medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages. And Thomas is currently on leave from the school. But again, Morehouse College now being sued for something that didn't happen on campus, but something that apparently this person feels is connected to because it had a lot to do with the athletic director or the previous athletic director, fraternity members as well there. So we'll be staying on top of this story. And of course, once we get more details about it, we'll be sure to let you know both on air and online at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. All right, this next story, very sad, very sad, and one that really brought some global attention to our screens here in Atlanta 4 years ago. An arrest has been made after a baby was found alive off the side of the road in Forsyth County and in a plastic bag. Just heartbreaking. As a new father myself, when I hear things like this, I say, my goodness, how could you ever do that to a kid? Atlanta News First Rebecca Schramm telling us what we are expected to learn today in a news conference about baby India. Take a look.
We could learn a lot in a 2 p.m. news conference today. The Forsyth County Sheriff says the arrest shows his deputies have been working tirelessly for almost 4 years on this case. Take a look. This body cam video from June of 2019 shows a family in a nearby home was the first to hear the baby crying. Deputies responded, found that baby that looked just a few hours old. Someone had put the baby in a plastic bag and then left the bag in some woods off to the side of Dave's Creek Road south of Cumming. First responders took the baby to a hospital where staffers named her Baby India. When word got out, people around the country were offering to adopt her. She is now almost 4 years old. We don't know who ended up adopting her or where she lives now, but let's take you back to what nearby homeowner Alan Raggets told us after discovering the baby, and also what one of the responding deputies said.
When we flipped the bath mat over, there was a little baby wrapped up in a plastic bag, and that was a tough part. And we opened it up, and she was crying, so she was healthy.
You know, your fatherly instinct kicks in. You just want to show love to a child that had never known it before. The only thing that she had known was being in a bag.
So who has been arrested? We'll find out in that 2 p.m. press conference, which also features representatives from the GBI and FBI. We'll stream it for you on our Atlanta News First app. Incoming, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
So 2 o'clock is going to be that time.
We could-
We're expected to hear a little bit more about this. That's when that news conference is going to take place. I don't know, when you hear the details of this story, it probably makes you have the question, why, how, why would somebody do something like this? And I think we're all in the same place when we hear the chilling details of that story. So hopefully we'll get some more information today, now that an arrest has been made, and see exactly what was the whole idea behind this story. Again, still a very heartbreaking situation, one that could have ended a lot worse than it did. But baby India, now 4 years old, just think about that. So one that, again, a story that has captured a lot of attention, not just here at home, but all across the nation, even internationally. So we'll be staying on top of that, and we're going to bring that presser to you live at 2 o'clock on Atlanta News First, plus all of our streaming devices. Be sure to check it out there, and all those platforms, I should say, and you'll be sure to get all of those informations, and we'll push it out to your phone whenever we get those details. All right, let's talk about something that I know we could all relate to: robocalls. Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to worry about them from time to time? Yeah, you get these calls from these random numbers. Sometimes they even look like your own number, and then turns out it's just a recording on the other end. All right, so let's talk about what the government is doing. The hammer could soon come down on call providers that don't meet the June deadline to implement new call authentication technology. So most phone providers have already adopted the tech called stir shaking, and basically it validates a real call and stops those fake numbers from even making it through to reach you and have your phone blowing up. But CEO of the robocall blocking app, UML, says criminals found a workaround by just going out and getting real numbers.
You think that you can get bipartisan support for laws that really come down hard on robocalls?
In a day when a lot divides us, I think hatred of robocalls is one of those things that could unite us.
Isn't it something? It takes robocalls for us to become united on Capitol Hill. So like you heard her just say, that Congress needs to join this effort, and hopefully they will. We shall see. According to UML, Americans received 4.5 billion robocalls in April. Yeah, just think about that there. All right, do you have what it takes? That is the question. Do you have what it takes to represent your city? Represent the metro, I should say, because maybe you won't be from Atlanta. Maybe you're from somewhere right on the outskirts of Atlanta. Well, you can be a part of the big stage show at Look Up Atlanta in Centennial Olympic Park this year. Auditions are officially underway for the Georgia Music Showcase's Look Up Atlanta performance. So organizers telling us it's a chance for you. Maybe if you say, I don't know if I have what it takes, but my child has what it takes, this is the opportunity to show off those talents.
I am looking for diverse talent, from singers and dancers, musicians, to play their instruments. Even if you have an aspiration to be in Cirque du Soleil, come show us your acrobatic dance moves.
I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking it may be time for you to do something? All right. Yeah, either way, you have 1 week from today to submit. We do have the information on AtlantaNewsFirst.com and on our free app of how you can actually submit that entry. You send a video recording. We had a guest on the show, Shavana, who you just heard from, was on the show yesterday. We talked with her about what they were looking for, and she says they're looking for, seriously, any kind of talent, diverse talent. So even if you think, I don't know, do people really find this interesting? Do they vibe with this? Give it a shot. You never know. That could be your opportunity to be on the main stage. And again, just in front of thousands of people who will be there to root you on. For sure, for sure. All right, before we go, do want to just give you a live look outside so that you can see what Truist Park looks like right now. We know the Braves are going to be in action there tonight. Yes, pretty gloomy out there, something we've been dealing with. I know we sound somewhat like a broken record because we've been dealing with this back to back to back to back to back the past few days. But we've got our team of meteorologists staying on top of these changing conditions. We do have a first alert for tomorrow, so be sure to keep your phone handy. You want to know those updates. And I don't know if you guys were watching this morning, but First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey was saying it's been a tricky forecast, meaning when they call it tricky, that should tell you something right there. So if you have weekend plans, you're going to want to be in the know about how that weather could change and how it's going to impact your plans. So be sure to stick with Atlanta News First, and we've got all of that information for you. And in just about 20 minutes, Ella Dorsey is going to be here on the First Alert desk, and she's going to give that breakdown for you about how the weather looks in your neck of the woods. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you at 11:30.